Yo, every week I scour the interwebs to find juicy free games for you to enjoy, and this week is no exception. Oh, and I also want to tell you how I yesterday screwed up one of the most important meetings in my professional career. But first, we start on Steam because the developers of Lovebirds, Jackson and Skylar from Monkey Loves Incorporated, have bestowed upon us this juicy goodness right here. Here, have a look.
What you're about to watch it's f***ing disgusting. This game was made by sick, terribly sick people. This is our game, Lovebirds. I'm sorry.
There can be no question that these two people consumed a significant amount of mushrooms prior to coming up with this idea, and I goddamn love it. The premise of the entire game is to kill kitties and various creatures, get loot, fly around, find various weapons in what can only be called a unique setting. I mean, you even have a goddamn poop meter. You can choose to play as multiple bird types and laying eggs from your bird hole. Even create a base and build a bird army. I mean, this bad boy has everything. It's a charming game with a lot of love put into it, and it shows. It's not a walk in the park either. I mean, you end up with interesting dilemmas as you try to manage base building and ensuring that your bird army is well enough equipped. Give it a go, and if you want to be extra nice, leave a review for the developer and provide valuable feedback for both them and your fellow gamers. Okay, I need to get something off my chest here. I think I f***ed up and I still haven't digested it yet. I just returned from Greece where I went to have dinner with this big boy CEO and his wife. The CEO had just bought a major multi-million-dollar company and needed some advice on how to move forward. So while we were at dinner at this nice restaurant, him and his wife and me, we were talking about the company. She was there sucking the soul out of these shrimps, you know, I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, he was then telling me about his whole idea about this acquisition and how he wanted the company to move forward, and then he looked at me and he said, so what do you think? And my stupid ass leans forward on the table, look him straight in the eyes and say, I think it's pretty juicy. All of a sudden his wife stopped the sucknation of the soul of the shrimp that she was blowing and looked at me straight in the face. And so did he. To be honest, I couldn't tell you what was going through their heads to save my life, but he said that's a pretty interesting choice of words. I guess the only thing to do right now as I'm back home is to let it marinate and give it a few days. If you're interested in knowing the outcome of my stupidity, let me know in the comment section. Okay, back to juicy free games because I better make a living off this goddamn channel before 2061. Anyway, a look at One Room Nightmare, a game that reminds me of when I was an exchange student in Poland. I am scarred for life. A turn-based strategy horror game set in a confined space that really sets the claustrophobia to 11 out of 10. Here, the key is to manage your limited power and time to evade Polish girlfriends and survive until dawn. It's a fairly decent, almost strategy turn-based point-and-click horror. Can I use more buzzwords to describe this bad boy? No, I can't. Anyway, if you're into horror and turn-based, check it out. By the way, if you want to stay up to date on free games and get them served to you in this quick and quirky setting, then do us both a favor and smash the subscribe button. And like the video if you really want to help. It warms my heart. Oh, and as always, links to all of the games mentioned in this video are in the description and they take you straight to the deal. Next, we take a look at Atan, which is an action-adventure game where you traverse a massive colossus. Here, you will use your climbing skills together with your bow and anchors to journey over the massive giant. But be aware, because the rough terrain contains many challenges, for the colossus itself is actually alive and in need of your help. It looks pretty cool and it runs as smooth as you would like a game of this type to run, so that's pretty nice. If you're into 3D platforming action-adventure games, then you'll be happy here. Sitting in with mostly positive reviews on Steam, and considering it came out just a few days ago, that's a pretty good start. Let's end our Steam section with the banana, which seems to be taking off for some weird reason, but I smell something fishy and I can't keep my mouth shut. To be fair, I think this is less of a game and more of a gambling type of thing, where the only two people who stand to gain anything is the developer and Steam. And I guess you will be the one who's sitting back with a banana in their ass. This is what I think this so-called game is about. The game gives you a skin every 3 hours, and that skin is worth something, but 9.9999999% of the time it's worth peanuts, but selling it sends a bit of money to Steam and to the developer, while you waste your time clicking on a shitty game to get the banana out your ass. It's borderline exploitation any way you look at it, and it just doesn't taste right. Just consider this before you jump in on the banana bandwagon. We leave Steam and head to the Epic Store, which some of you hate for some weird reason. I don't really understand it. I think I have something like 80 free games of various AAA status completely free. How can that be a bad thing? Anyway, last week we talked about Idle Champions bullshit thingamajiggy that you should skip, and the fastest game in human history, Redout 2. Of those two games that are available now, Redout 2 I think you should park in your digital library. It's a tribute to the classic arcade racing game and a sequel to the critically acclaimed Redout. The tracks are incredible, the ships feel fantastic, and the community is one of the most enjoyable I've interacted with, and that's saying something. And starting June 20th, you can get your hands on Freshly Frosted, which to me sounds like a XXX kinda game, but that's just my idiotic brain and Rumble Club. Freshly Frosted is a conveyor belt puzzle game where the aim is to avoid getting diabetes by moving the freshly frosted thingamajiggies out of your mouth. Sorry, I mean the donut factory. It's okay, I guess. You don't need too many brain cells to figure things out, and that's a good thing for those of us who were not very nice to our heads growing up, and hence don't have too many brain cells left, me included. Alongside Freshly Frosted, you can get your hands on Rumble Club, where you punch your friends for free. Here you can battle solo or squad up in this clumsy chaos across an ever-changing slate of game modes with up to 20 wankers. A juicy, physics-based multiplayer battle royale kinda thing, where you have the pleasure of punching, pushing, throwing, and baiting your not-so-smart opponents. If you're lucky enough to have friends, it can be great fun. You might not be friends after you play the game, but such is life. Rumble Club is currently sitting in with very positive reviews on Steam, and if you can claim it on the Epic Store, you'll also get something like 20 times stupid diamonds and 1,000 times stupid gold, something like that. There are two games that I really want to mention, but unfortunately they're only free to play for a limited time. It might be too late for you depending on if you have notifications set to my channel, which of course you should for both of us. Because you can still take Hell Let Loose out for a spin and taste what World War II was really like. Hell Let Loose is a hardcore World War II first-person shooter with epic battles of 100 players with infantry, tanks, artillery, a dynamic shifting frontline, and a unique resource-based RTS-inspired metagame. I showed this bad boy to my old German neighbor who was busy during World War II, if you know what I mean, and he started telling me where the best camping spots were, and for that level of realism I give Hell Let Loose a 10 out of 10. Hell Let Loose is also fortunate to have my world famous Sickfish Stick seal of approval. So if you have any time to take this bad boy out for a spin and experience World War II like it should be experienced, you should, because it will be a blast. And also until the 17th of June you can master the art of destruction and gadgetry in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Here you will face intense close-quarter combat, high lethality, tactical decision making, team play and explosive action from start to finish. Just keep in mind that 72% of Siege players are police officers on McDonald's Wi-Fi. Unless they're on the enemy team, then they're like ex-pro leagues with a well-coordinated 5-stack that will kill you so bad you'll feel like shoving your keyboard up your ass. It's a great game really, and an added bonus is the game will teach you how to insult mothers in 12 different languages. And that's pretty much all I had for you in this one. Thanks a lot for taking the time to watch my video. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe if you haven't, like why not? Thanks a lot for watching, I will see you in the next one. Peace.